Guys, are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. We'll get started. I hope you're able to see the screen also, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yesterday we were discussing about the first two types of relation. What are they called as? They're called reflexive and symmetric. Right. We saw two other relations which were called as empty relation and universal relation. I hope you guys are clear, right? No doubt about that. Right. So, what is reflexive? A relation R in how many sets? The same set to the elements of itself. In set A is said to be reflexive under what scenario? If the ordered pair A comma A belongs to the relation for every element A that is coming from which set? From the same set A. Right. What about symmetry? So if you have element A1, A2 belonging to R, that should also have A2 comma A1 for every A1 comma A2 that comes from the set A. Okay. Now the transitive is, you're trying to say if A1 comma A2 belongs to R and A2 comma A3 is an other set of ordered pair that also belongs to the same relation R, if these two are satisfied, then if you are able to find a third ordered pair which is the first element of the first ordered pair and the second element of the second ordered pair, then you say that relation is transitive. So what I meant here is A1 comma A2 belongs to R. So what is the first element here? A1. So you have A2 comma A3 which belongs to R. That means, observe, here you have A2 as the ending element and here you have A2 as the starting element. So if A1 comma A2 belongs to R and A2 comma A3 belongs to R, then if you have A1 comma A3 that belongs to R, then you call that kind of relation as a transitive relation. Okay. Here there is no confusion. No? Is there anyone who is not clear? A1, A2 is already there. A2, A3 is there. Okay, suppose you're able to, you have a relation from the Cartesian product, let's say they have taken a subset. Okay, you have 1 comma 2 already existing. You have 2 comma 3 already existing. For it to become a transitive thing or a transitive relation, what should also be present? If 1 comma 3 is there, then you can conclude that it is a transitive relation. That is what the definition says. Okay. So one simple technique to understand these kind of statement is, if you see the word there are in symmetric and transitive, there is a word called implies. So you're able to see some statement before implies and after implies, right? So before implies is not a mandatory condition. If those two are existing, after implies whatever is coming is a mandatory condition. If these two are existing, then the thing on the right hand side should happen. That is the meaning. So A1 comma A2 is there and A2 comma A3 also, you saw it. If this is there and if you are then for it to become transitive, what should happen? Then A1 comma A3 also should exist for it to become transitive. Okay, that is what the theoretical definition is. So let's try to take a problem and solve it. So yesterday we did a problem based on triangles, right? So there is a set T which represents the set of all triangles that are present, right? And if you define a relation in set T, which is given by R is equal to T1 comma T2, where T1 is what? Sorry, T1 comma T2 such that T1 and T2 are congruent. So what did I say? How to solve this problem? Let's recollect it again. This is a question, no? So you have R is equal to T1 comma T2 such that T1 is congruent to T2. So for reflexive, for it to be reflexive, what should happen? R is equal to, if I take two triangles T1 comma T2, then what can I say? Every triangle is congruent to itself. So T1 comma T2 represent the same thing. They are T1 comma T1. So what I'm trying to say is you will have T1 comma T1. Similarly, you will have T2 comma T2. Similarly, you will have it till Tn comma Tn. All these are ordered pairs. Since every triangle is congruent to itself, it is reflexive. What about symmetric? In symmetric, if that is before implies, if T1 comma T2 belongs to R such that T1 is congruent to T2, then what can you say? This also implies, put an implies symbol, T2 comma T1 also belongs to R. Why? If T1 is congruent to T2, T2 is also congruent to T2. You're able to understand the meaning of the word implies? Does it make sense? Right? Similarly, for transitive, what should happen? If T1 comma T2 belongs to R and T2 comma T3 belongs to R, then what is the meaning of state? If is something which we are defined. If this exists, will the third condition also get satisfied? Is what we need to understand. Now look at the inner meaning of the question. T1 comma T2 belongs to R, meaning T1 is congruent to T2 and T2 is congruent to T3. So what can you conclude? T1 is congruent to T3, which implies T1 comma T3 also belongs to R. Hence it is a transitive relation. Hence it is a transitive. Is there anyone having doubts? So clear now? Yeah. So transitive. So what can you say? Since all the three conditions are satisfied, you can say that this relation is equivalent relation. So this is an equivalence relation. So that's what the question is all about. Prove that it is an equivalence relation. Equivalence is all the three should be satisfied. Clear, guys? Shall we try another problem? Wait, you guys will help me solve it. Let's discuss. Come. So, example number 3. If you have L as a set of lines in a plane, the lines are two-dimensional. So, if L be the set of all lines in a plane and R is a relation which is defined in set L, such that R is equal to what? L1 comma L2. What does that ordered pair represent? Line 1 should be, they're given that no, line 1 should be perpendicular to line 2. You need to show that this relation is symmetric but neither reflexive nor transitive. Let's try this out. Okay. So let's say there are n lines that are existing. Okay, n lines that are existing means then R will be equal to, if I write the relation L1 comma L1, L2 comma L2, L3 comma L3. I'm only taking a combination. Okay, Ln comma Ln. So if I write an ordered pair like this, what does each ordered pair represent? L1 is perpendicular to L1. Is that right? So you see the ordered pair. What should happen? The first line should be perpendicular to the second line, and the vice versa. Is that happening? How can a line be perpendicular to itself? Hence, you can never find an element like L1, L1, L2, L2, L3, L3, so on till Ln. So what can you say from here, guys? It is not reflexive. So how will you write the answer? Since a line cannot be perpendicular to itself, there is no possibility of finding the ordered pairs L1, L1, L2, L2, so on. Hence, it is not reflexive. Correct? Huh? Then what about symmetric, guys? So if L1 comma L2 exists, if L1 comma L2 belongs to R, then what should it imply? L2 comma L1 also should belong to R such that they both make a meaningful statement. Understand that. So L1 comma L2 belongs to R means what am I trying to say? Which implies L1 is perpendicular to L2. If L2 comma L implies L2 comma L1 also belongs to R means what does it imply? Are they both the same? Yes. Hence it is symmetric. Right. Now what about transitive? So when I take transitive, then what is going to happen here is if L1 comma L2 belongs to R and L2 comma L3 belongs to R. So what am I trying to say? If means I am choosing. I am saying L1, L2 belongs to R, accepted. L2 comma L3 belongs to R, accepted. If you accept these two conditions, does that imply that L1 comma L3 also belongs to R? Think about it. So when I say L1 comma L2 belongs to R, what am I trying to say? L1 and L2 are perpendicular, right? L2 comma L3 belongs to R means L2 is perpendicular to L3. Then what will happen to L1 comma L3? They are not perpendicular, they are parallel to each other. So it is not going to imply, hence it is not transitive in nature. So that's what they asked in the question. I hope you guys are able to analyze it, right? You will write this thing. If L1 comma L2 belongs to R, it implies that L1 and L2 are perpendicular. L2 comma L3 belongs to R implies L2 and L3 are perpendicular. So when this is going to happen, then L1 and L3 will become parallel to each other. Hence, it cannot be a part of the relation. This is what you write. So which implies L1 comma L3 does not belong to R because they are parallel to each other. The parallel is a keyword. You will get marks for that. Clear, guys? Shall I move on? No, sir. You guys try this one. Show that the relation R in set 1, 2, 3, where R is equal to 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 1, 2, 2, 3 is reflexive, but neither symmetric nor transitive. So R is equal to 1, 2, 3, 3 elements. So for it to become reflexive, how many set of ordered pairs should be having the same elements? 3. So are the 3 elements present? 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. Hence it is reflexive. So how you write for this question is, since 1, 1, 2, 2 and 3, 3 belongs to R, it is reflexive. That's it. Now what about symmetric? You have 1, comma 2. 1, comma 2 belongs to R, but 2, comma 1 does not belong to R. Hence it is not symmetric. Similarly, 1, comma 2 belongs to R, 2, comma 3 belongs to R, but 1, comma 3 does not belong to R. Hence it is not transitive. That's a simple problem. Right? Please make a note of it. Here. Shall I proceed? Think about it. Show that the relation R in the integer set given by R is equal to ordered pairs A comma B such that 2 divides A minus B. 2 divides A minus B means A minus B is an even number. Right? So you have to prove that this is an equivalence relation. It's slightly challenging, right? So let's see. See, sometimes what you can do, you can take numbers also, but I'll try to do it with generic values. Okay. If at all you need to represent it in exam, you can take some random numbers and also do it. Since they gave the set Z. Okay. So R is, for it to be reflexive, what should happen? A comma A, B comma B, C comma C, so on to How many other integers are going to be there? It's actually an infinite set. All these ordered pairs, do they belong to this relation R? Do they belong? So actually, for all values of a comma a that belongs to R, the relation holds good. Right? When that is why did I say a comma b belongs to R? What should be the relation between them? The subtraction of both, not the difference. Okay, the subtraction of both should be a number which is divisible by 2. A minus a is going to be 0, b minus b is 0. So 0 is obviously a number divisible by 2. So it belongs. So hence it is reflexive. For all values. For all. Inverted B, sorry, inverted A. Okay, they're asking us to prove that it is an equivalent relation. Now think about this one. See, concentrate. Okay, I'm going to twist the question and ask you something. Concentrate. Symmetric. If A1 comma A2 belongs to R, what does it mean? No, if it belongs to R, what do I mean according to this question? A1 minus A2 should be a number divisible by 2. I'm saying that I'm choosing two numbers from the integer set and write an ordered pair in such a way that this particular ordered pair will follow the relation. Does that imply that A2 minus A1 also belongs to R? So for example, if you take 1 and 3, 1 minus 3 is going to be minus 2. If 1 minus 3 is minus 2, then what will happen for A2 comma A1? A2 comma A1 will be 3 minus 1, that is going to be 2. So in both the cases, it is divisible. Whether it is plus 2 or minus 2, we are not concerned about it. Right? So hence, it satisfies. So how you write this? For all values of A1 comma A2, for all values of A1 comma A2 that belongs to R, it implies A2 comma A1 also belongs to R. If you have to give an explanation, what you can do is, for example, you can write down the numbers like how I told you. Take two odd numbers or take two even numbers. That will give you an answer. Okay. Then what about transitive guys? If A1 comma A2 belongs to R, then A2 comma A3 belongs to R. Then will A1 comma A3 belong to R? Is what we need to answer. Does it belong? Think about it. So for this one, what you can do is you can take numbers itself. You take three odd numbers, 1, 3, 5. 1 comma 3 belongs to R. 3 comma 5 belongs to R. Then what about 1 comma 5? It does belong to. That's it. If I have to go more theoretically, right, this is how I do. So if A1 comma A2 belongs to R, right, I am going to say A1 minus A2 is equal to 2 times N. Then A2 minus A3 will be 2 times M. Subtract them. Sorry, add them. Then A1 minus A3 will be 2 times N plus M, which I'll call it as 2 times L. What am I able to understand? A1 minus A3 is also a number divisible by 2. This is a more technical way of writing. If you're not comfortable with this kind of a theory, you can go with numbers. You're allowed to give examples. Okay, whichever you're comfortable, you can take it. Does it make sense, guys? Yeah. So let me know once you're done. Done? Try this. So R, the question is very big. Okay, try to break it into two parts and do it. So first part is show that R is an equivalence relation. First, we'll solve that job. R is equal to, okay, R be a relation in set A, and A contains 7 elements. And it is given by the relation R is equal to A comma B such that both A and B are either even or odd. Sorry, either odd or even. Okay. Show that the relation R is an equivalence relation. So how do we do this? So for it to be an equivalence, so they asked us to show. So show means it is for sure. How do we approach? So first is you need to see for reflexive. For reflexive, you need to choose the elements A comma A, B comma B, or 1 comma 1, 2 comma 2, 3 comma 3. So when you take 1 comma 1, so they are saying A and B are either odd or even. So you have 1 to 7 means you have how many even numbers? 2, 4, 6, 3 even, and 1, 3, 5, 7, 4 odd numbers. So you're going to write a relation for reflexive. When you form a relation, since A comma A belongs to R, for every element of A that comes from set capital A, you can say it is a reflexive. Then what about symmetric, guys? So what do I mean by, if you read the question, both A and B means in that ordered pair, both the numbers in the ordered pair should either be even or should be odd. Okay. So for symmetric, what I can say is, if A1 comma A2 belongs to R, then what do I mean by this? A1, A2, both are odd or both are even. Does that imply that A2 comma A1 will also be a part of the same relation of this? Because you are rating the same odd or even numbers in the reverse order. So as long as you are not going to perform any mathematical operation between them like multiplication, subtraction, addition, these are units. Hence it is symmetric. What about transitiveness? If A1 comma A2 belongs to R, I'm saying both are even, then A2 if I start, then A3 also I'm saying it is going to be even. That implies that A1 comma A3 also belongs to R. Are you able to understand? Yeah. You guys read the next part of the question and tell me what they're trying to ask. So the main set A is broken into two subsets. What are the two subsets? Odd subset and an even subset. Now read the question. Further, show that all the elements of the odd subset, that is 1, 3, 5, 7, are related to themselves. What is the meaning of this? Means in the ordered pair, if you take an element 1, the next number in the ordered pair should also be an odd number. That is what they're trying to say. Guys, are you able to understand? Are related to each other means 1, 3, 5, 7 can be related to each other. Means what are the relations you can write? 1, 1, 1, 3, 1, 5, 1, 7. Like that you can write all the relations. Similarly, if you take the even subset, they also belong to themselves. 2, 2, 4, 4, 6, 6, 2, 4, 2, 6 are there. But what can you not write? No element of the odd subset is related to the even subset because you cannot find the ordered pair 1, 2, 1, 4, something like that. Because what is the condition they gave? This is the important word. Both is the important. Both A and B in the ordered pair should be a even or odd. Right? I mean, shall I proceed, guys? So now we are starting with the exercise problems. So determine here onwards, no show. You need to determine. Determine whether the following functions are reflexive, symmetric, or transitive. You have a relation R, which is starting with 1. The first 14 natural numbers, to put it in simple terms. 1 to 14 is defined as R is equal to x comma y, 3x minus, such that 3x minus y is equal to 0. Okay. Guys, for online, are you able to understand? Any doubt?
No, sir. Able to understand, sir.
Okay. Arvind, are you able to understand? Okay. The relation R in set A, which is given by 1 to 14, is defined as R is equal to X comma Y. So what should the numbers in the ordered pair supposed to follow? They're supposed to satisfy the condition 3x minus y is 0 or y is equal to 3x. No question. Right? Means if I take x is equal to 1, then what will be the value of y? So R will have what all ordered pairs? I'll start with 1, 3, 2, right, 2, 6, 3, 9. It keeps on going till 14 comma. Correct? Huh? You should stop with 14, or you should stop with the number, because 42 is not there. Huh? How will you write that as a part of the order? So you should not do that. I told you, right? My job is to confuse you. You should be clear. 3 comma 9. Where should I stop it? 4 comma 12. I should not even write. So this is a relation. Now you decide. Is it reflexive? First step, eliminated. No. Second, is it symmetric? No, because 1 comma 3 belongs to R, but 3 comma 1 does not belong to R. Even one element is just not there. You're done. Similarly, is it symmetric? Transitive? It is neither reflexive nor symmetric nor transitive. Do I need to write the explanation, or you guys are clear? Clear, right? You can do it. Okay. So I will first concentrate on relations. Logic, you leave some space, you fill it later. Okay. So this part alone, whatever I'm writing here, this part alone you copy it. So whatever important points I'm telling, make a note of it. You should stop with 12. I hope everyone is clear with why you're stopping with 12. So you guys tell me, relation R in the set of natural numbers defined as R is equal to X comma Y. So the relation is expected to have the ordered pair elements from the natural number set. So natural number starts with 1. So 1, then what should happen? 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma or less than 4. So 3 comma 8. What is this? 7 then? Huh? You tell me. Nothing is getting satisfied. Right. Next, the relation R in set A, which is given, the set A has the element 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. R is equal to X comma Y, the ordered pair, such that Y is divisible by X. Y is divisible by X means the second number in the ordered pair should always be divisible by first number in the ordered pair. So I can write R is equal to, tell me, why not 1 comma 1? 1 comma 1, 1 comma 2, 1 comma 3, 1 4, 1 5, 1 6. Then 2 comma 2, 2 comma 4, 2 comma 6. What about 3? 3 comma 3. What about 4? 4 4. That's it. 5 5. That's it. 6 6. So these are all the elements which belong to the given relation. Now is it reflexive? Yes, because every number is divisible by itself. It is reflexive. And before you write this, for example, if 100 numbers are given, will you be able to conclude? Six numbers, you got a limited set. So what if it goes to if you got a finite set? What if it goes to infinite numbers? Will you be able to answer it? Because every number is divisible by itself. That is the logic you need to write. What about symmetricals? So you have 1 comma 2, and you don't have 2 comma 1. So it is not going to be symmetric. What about transitive? See, there is only going to be, where is it transitive? 1 comma 2 is there, 2 comma 4 is there. 1 comma 4 is there. It is there. Sorry, yeah, it is transitive. So similarly, 1 3 is there, 3 3 is there, and again 1 3 is there. 1 3 3 6 is there, 1 6 is there. 1 5 is there, 5 5 is there, 1 5 is there. 1 5 you have. Okay, for whatever two numbers that you are able to find, you need to have. So it is transitive. So for transitive, we need to take two conditions. No, 1 comma 5 belongs to R. If 5 comma 1 belongs to R, then you will start speaking about transitive. Or else you will stop with. You have to understand. So it is both reflexive and but not symmetric. Shall I proceed? A relation R in the integer set is given by R is equal to x comma y such that R is x minus y is an integer. So reflexive, is it right? You will be able to find x comma x, y comma y. Why? The difference is going to give you a 0, right? So difference is 0, hence you get it. Now I'll twist the question. If instead of z had they given you n, if it is given n, you mean to say it is not reflexive? And 1 minus 1 is what? 2 minus 2 is 0. 0 is still an integer. 0 is still an integer. They have to understand. So they will twist the question. I'll tell you what. One common mistake that happens is most of the people would have practiced these kind of problems. They forget to see the domain. And I'll concentrate on it slowly. In functions, I concentrate on it mostly. Okay. So always look at the domain that they have given. Okay, here, let's come back to this problem. If it is integer set x comma y, so you will be able to find x comma x, all values of x comma x. X comma x is always a part of all R for all values of x that comes from the integer set. Accepted? What about symmetric? If x1 comma y1 belongs to R, means you are already saying that the difference of these two is always a integer. So we know the fact that the difference between any two integers is an integer. Then what can you conclude? Y1 comma x1 belongs to R. Accepted? So it is symmetric. Right? If x1 comma y1 belongs to R, then you have already decided that they both are in such a way that x1 minus y1 is an integer, and y1 comma, okay, I'm just taking another number, y1 comma z1 belongs to R. Does that imply x1 comma z1 also belongs to R? Yes, it is. It is transitive in nature. Okay, let's slightly modify the question. Okay. So instead of integers, as I told you, had they given you natural number, and had they given this also as a natural number, now try to answer this. None of them. Because if you take natural number, it is going to be 1 comma 1, 2 comma 2, something like that. So 1 minus 1 is going to give you 0, which is not a part of natural number. For example, had they given it as whole number, it could have been reflexive. Then what about transitive and symmetric? Because one will be positive and the other will be negative. You have to understand. So when you take, for example, the natural number in the ordered pair is 1 comma 2, 1 minus 2 will be minus 1, which is not a whole number, not a natural number also. 2 minus 1 will be a natural number or a whole number. You have to understand, guys. So it is always important to concentrate on the domain. Next, a relation R in set A of human beings in a town at a particular time is given by this thing. Is it up? For which one? Natural number and natural number. Okay, tell me an example. 4 comma 2. This can be. But it cannot be symmetric. So It cannot. So if it is natural and natural, right? Okay, natural, natural, it is only transitive. It is not reflexive. Not reflexive, not symmetric. So relation R in set A of no, both should happen. 1, 2, 2, 1. That is that. That is enough. Because we are taking two if conditions. Symmetrically, you are taking only one if condition, right? 1, 2, you see it, then 2, 1 should be present. Whereas for transitive, what are we saying? If 1, 2 is there, first step is crossed. 2, 3 is there, then only you will start thinking of transitive. Then you will start searching for 1, 3. If there is only 1, 2, there is no question of speaking about transitive. If at all this exists, if at all these two exist and this does not exist, then it is not transitive. So relation R in set A of human beings in a town at a particular time given by R is equal to X, Y such that X and Y work at the same place. So for reflexive, it is reflexive because he will work with himself at the same place. So X, Y, Y, that is there. So X, X belongs to R for all values of X that comes from the set A. Hence it is reflexive. What about it is symmetric? If X1, okay. If X1, Y1 belongs to R, does that imply Y1, X1 also belongs to R? Both are working at the same place, right? This also belongs to R. Hence it is symmetric. What about transitive? It is transitive. X1, Y1, they work at the same place. Y1, Z1, they work in the same place. That implies X1 and Z1 also work in the same place. It is transitive. So hence it is an equivalence one. What about the next one, guys? Instead of work, they are saying they live in the same locality, same distance. Okay. Next one you can try for. So X, Y, X is exactly 7 centimeter taller than Y. Here the condition. They didn't speak about the difference. One has to be taller, means it's a specific condition. Think about it as well. X, X, does it belong? One person cannot be taller than himself. So X, Y does not belong to R. It is not reflexive. What about symmetric? Not symmetric because if you take X, Y, for example, if you're saying X1, Y1 belongs to R, what is the meaning of this statement? X1 minus Y1 is 7. The height of X1 and height of the difference, height of X1 minus height of Y1 is 7 centimeter. But will Y1, X1 belong to R? It will be shorter. So if it has to be symmetric, for example, then how should the question be given? The difference between their height is 7 centimeter, then it is possible. But here it is a relative condition. One has to be taller than the other. So vice versa will not exist. Guys are able to understand, right? Now what about transitive? Not transitive. You know the logic for it. Everyone convinced, right? So what is it? It's not reflexive, not transitive, not symmetric. Okay. What about R, which is X, Y, where X is the wife of Y? So here wife is a gender based. So reflexive. One cannot be a wife of himself or herself, whatever it is. Okay. Similarly, X1, Y1 belongs to R, then Y1, X1 cannot belong to R because X1 is wife, Y1 is husband. Transitive. And what about X is father of Y? It will not work. It is not reflexive, nor symmetric, nor transitive. Which one? How can it be? If X1, Y1 belongs to R, then what are you trying to say? Height of X1 minus height of Y1 is 7 centimeters. Okay. Y1, Z1 belongs to R. Okay. Then Y1 minus Z1 is 7 centimeters. Okay. Then X1, Z1 will not belong to R because add them and see x1 minus z1 will be 14 centimeters. It is not transitive. Okay. Second, show that the relation R in the set R, which is set of real numbers, defined as R is equal to A comma B, such that A is always less than or equal to B square. I want you guys to try it in your books. I'll give you 2 minutes time. Try it out. Tell me what the answer. So they asked us to show. Okay, where do the elements for A and B come from? Which set? They come from the real numbers. So you can take any two real numbers such that what should be the condition between them? A is less than or equal to B square. So for reflexive, what is the kind of element you need to consider? Does A comma A belong to the set? If you take A comma A, you're trying to say A is less than or equal to A square. Is it reflexive? So, yes, that is it. Negative numbers are because here it is real numbers. No? So it could have been reflexive had they given the question as natural numbers. But here they told. That's what I'm saying. It could have been reflexive had the question been modified as real numbers, or sorry, natural numbers instead of real numbers. Is what I'm saying. Integers will work. Integers can work. Yeah. So integers can work, but for fractions it will work. Okay. So it is not possible. It is not reflexive. And what will be the reason you write? You have to take fractions. So 1 by 2, is it lesser or equal to 1 by 4? Greater. 1 by 2 is 0.5 and 1 by 4 is 0.25. It doesn't work for fractions. Right. What about symmetricals? If A1 comma B1 belongs to R, okay, we can take random numbers. If 1 comma 2 belongs to R, will 2 comma 1 also belong to R? Obviously no. So it is not symmetric. What about transitive? See, for these kind of problems, right, it is advisable to take numbers as well. What about transitive? 1 comma 2, let's say it belongs to R. 2 comma 3, let's say it belongs to R. 1 comma 3 also belongs to R. So here you have to take fractions. So take fractions. Tell me some numbers you think and tell me. One by 2, 1 by 4. 1 by 4, 1 by 2. We'll take 1 by 6, 1 by 4. 1 by 2. Will this work? So they are asking us to prove that it is not transitive. So what should happen? 1 by 6, 1 by 4, 1 by 4, 1 by 2. So what I'm trying to say is when you write, you will have every set. See, when you write the Cartesian product, how many elements will be there? You will have infinite. In that, you will have this kind of a set also. If you are able to find one set also, you can tell me. Like if you have, see these two sets belong to R. If they do not belong, if the third set is not coming, then it's not going to be transferred. So if these two are existing, okay, or I'll take 1 by 5. So 1 by 5 is how much? 0.2. So 1 by 4 is 1 by 16. Is it satisfying first of all? Actually, it is not no. So then it should be half and like how we told it should be half and 1 by 4. 1 by 4 less than or equal to. Why is it not coming? Sorry. So tell me two numbers. No? Tell me. 1,6. See, 1 by 6 is there. This is A, this is B. 1 by 6, this is less than or equal to 1 by 16. That is what I'm asking. No. So then this element cannot belong at all. So you need to take two elements which belong and you need to prove that the third element is not going to exist. So what can you do for that? So if I take these kind of numbers, okay, I'll take negative numbers, sir. 2, -4, for example. -4, 6 I'll take. Or -4, -6, will that work? Tell me that. You can take a lesser number. So -4, -4 I will take this as, okay. So 9332 means, so 9, 3 can belong to R. Is this satisfying? A is less than or equal to B square. So 9 is less than or equal to 9. This one, 9 is, but here it is not working. Oh, sorry, 3 is less than or equal to 4. Okay, this is working. But 9, 2 doesn't work. Okay, this is one example. So you can find out such numbers. Okay. Wait, shall I move on to the next one? Check whether the relation R, which is given by set 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, as R is equal to A, comma B, such that B is equal to A plus 1 is reflexive. Please tell me.
Are you presenting the screen?
Yeah, you're not able to see.
Yeah, sir, I'm not able to see.
Okay, now is it fine?
Yes.
Okay. So this is what I took. This is the example I took. 9, 3, 3, 2, and so they belong to the relation, but 9, 2 does not belong to the relation. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So what about this thing, guys? Check whether the relation R is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. R is defined on the set 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. As R is equal to A, comma B, such that B is equal to A plus 1 is reflexive. Not reflexive, because the difference between both is 1. The difference between the number and itself cannot be 1. It should be 0. It is not reflexive. What about symmetric? Not symmetric, because if you take A as 1, B will be 2. But 2, 1 does not belong to R. This belongs, this does not belong. What about transitive? So show that the relation R in real number defined as R is equal to A, comma B, such that A is less than or equal to B is reflexive. Is it reflexive? Yes, it is, because you can write A, comma A B comma B, so on. Why? Was less than or equal to S1. So it is reflexive. Am I right? So what about symmetric? A1 comma A2 belongs to R. Then what are you trying to say? A1 is less than or equal to A2. Then A2 comma A1 does not belong to R because the vice versa. So what does this mean? A2 is less than or equal to A1. They are contradicting. So it cannot happen. What about transitive? A1, A2 belongs to R. A1, A2 belongs to R, which implies A1 is less than or equal to A2. A2, A3 belongs to R, which implies A2 is less than or equal to A3. So A1 comma A3 also belongs to R, implies A1 is less than or equal to A3. A1 is here, A3 is here. Right? So one last problem. Check whether the relation R defined by R is equal to A comma B such that A is less than or equal to B cube is reflexive, symmetric, or transitive. So it is something similar to, is it reflexive? It is not, it is not reflexive. Then what about symmetric? Symmetric, what numbers can you take? Again, you can take fractions itself. 1 comma. So 1 comma 2 you take, you are trying to say 1 is less than or equal to 8. 2 comma 1 you take, 2 is less than or equal to 1. This is, okay, what about transitive? Is it or not? What numbers are you taking? One comma. So is it transitive? It is. But is there any case where you can say that it is not transitive? So if at all I take A1 comma B1 belongs to R, then what do I does it imply? A1 is less than or equal to B1 cube. Then if I take B1 is less than C1 implies then A1 comma C1 will it exist? Is this possible? So what is the difference between the previous problem that we did and this one?
Previous problem they told us to.
No, previous in the sense something similar to the A is less than or equal to B square. So there the power was 2, here the power is 3. So let's take negative numbers also for that matter. Will the negative numbers also work? Negative numbers will fail. See, for example, if I take -2 -3, is it going to belong to R? So -2, is it less than or equal to -27? So, but -3 -2 will work, no? You take a number line, you come from this side. So -4 -3, for example, is it true? So -4 is less than or equal to, sorry, I'm sorry. This is going to work the, no, -1 if I take -1, see -4 comma -1. -4 is less than or equal to -1. If I take -1 comma Tell me some other number. For example, I take 0. -1 is less than or equal to 0. So it is actually coming like this also. So is it transitive? What is given at the back? Did they say it is transitive? I don't think so, because I feel it will fail for the fractional values. What is the reason they give? Tell me. 6331, what will happen? 6 is less than or equal to 27. 3 is less than or equal to earlier. How is 3 less than or equal to 1? So we need to choose those numbers. I think it will fail for fractions. Once we need to check it. Okay. So this part we will do tomorrow. The other thing you can solve it and wait, other problems raise you. We complete this exercise. This problem alone we'll do it tomorrow, and we'll go for functions. I hope the concept is clear, right? Yes. That's it, guys. So those are online. Clear, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Good. Okay. Nine three 932. 9332. Sorry, that itself is working. 9 is less than or equal to 27. 3 is less than or equal to 8. But 9 is not less than or equal to 8. Okay. So it is not transitive. So this is the one we took in previous case also, right? Yes, sir. 9332, same logic. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, wasting.
Thank you.